In June, like I mentioned earlier in the program, Science Was Wrong was just released, co-authored with Stanton Friedman. Just give us a quick synopsis of what's going on there, Kathy.
What an amazing story. The Betty and Barney Hill experience. You know, you can analyze and talk about that all night long. I'm sure you will after tonight, after the program. You'll tell your friends about it and probably read the book Abducted by Kathleen, Marden, and Stanton Friedman. I really recommend it if you haven't heard this story before. It's nice to pick up a book like that and go in and comb through the details and investigate the situation for yourself. Because in essence, this is the peak, the pinnacle, the apex, the beginning of the current abduction phenomena. Now, we know, looking at historical records, that this type of thing has been going on for eons. But contemporary abduction experiences take on a more contemporary feel, don't they? It's worked its way into the ethos of mythology, of indigenous cultures, and civilizations throughout history. And now, I don't know if it's because we have a better understanding of science that it comes in this form, or what the answer is, but you know, like John Mack says, the phenomena is happening. It's not a question of who it is or when it's going to happen or who it's happening to, but the fact that it's happening at all. A basic fundamental experience that goes beyond class, culture, creed. It's happening to humanity as far as the information provided reveals. So this case is really fascinating. I love the story. I hope you're enjoying the program and the interview with Kathleen Marden, and you'll check out and possibly pick up a copy of Abducted, because it's totally worth it. It's really worth it. And the spread of information and consciousness has to continue and grow, or else you get stale. It's like Daniel Johnston said earlier in the program. You know, I'm paraphrasing now, but you can't get your joy from a television set. You got to go out and take a stroll among the flowers and expand your consciousness. Check it out. Let's take a quick break and come back to the program. We'll finish the little denouement of the Kathleen Marden interview. Much more to come. Exopolitical Pulse, Michael's story about the cabin entity, and of course, Calendar of the Paranormal, with our very own and lovely Miss Sylvia Richards. Stay tuned.
Unified Field Radio will return. UFR will be right back with your host, Justin Brown.
I'm David Suzuki. Catch the bus. Just one bus means 40 fewer vehicles on the road and 9 tons of pollution out of the air. Not bad for a couple of bucks. The future is in your hands.
Get around smarter at davidsuzuki.org.
The presidential election in Ghana has been narrowly won by the opposition candidate John Atta Mills. Ghana's electoral commission says...
Sick of corporate news? Would rather hear from people in your community and communities across Canada? Tune out the static and tune into Groundwire, 30 minutes of grassroots news produced by independent, on-the-ground journalists and campus community radio stations from coast to coast to coast. Released the first Monday of every month. To listen, contribute, or learn more, visit groundwire.ncra.ca. This is a product of the National Campus and Community Radio Association, made by you, for you.
Hello, this is Veda Hilly, and you are listening to CKDU FM, Intelligent Radio in Halifax.
Hi, this is Don Ledger. You're listening to the Unified Field on CKDU on 88.1 FM.
I'm just laying here, watching the seals go by, in love with you. Why not I? For once it's my circle. A tuba plays, the hands move fast, and every day's 1,000 lasts. For once it's my circle. An island rock is over there. You touch me and I know you care. That it is my circle and your circle.
Welcome back to UFR, and that, of course, is Bonnie Prince Billy and Matt Sweeney off the I Gave You 7-inch My Circle here on Unified Field Radio. Welcome back to CKDU 88.1. It's Saturday night. It's Night of the Paranormal, the night that you listen to Atlantic Canada's only paranormal radio broadcast with yours truly, Mr. Justin Brown. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's a great one. Kathleen Marden is just a fascinating individual, author and lecturer extraordinaire in the ufology realm, and co-author with Stanton Friedman on Abducted, the Betty and Barney Hill experience and story, as well as Science Was Wrong, that she's going to talk about right here on the next segment of the interview. Stay tuned for lots more to come here on the Unified Field. I just want to make mention again, because I can't mention enough, I'm always looking for submissions of stories and experiences for the show that I could read out loud, like Michael here has sent me that I'm going to read here later on in the program. So send your questions, comments, stories, experiences, anything out of the ordinary to me, Justin Brown, at unifiedfieldradio@gmail.com. And I'd love to get that on the air and share your experiences and open up the dialogue in the envelope just a little bit more. All right, let's get back to the interview. This is Kathleen Marden here on UFR.
Science Was Wrong was just released, co-authored with Stanton Friedman. Just give us a quick synopsis of what's going on there, Kathy.
Okay, this was a really exciting book for us. It took us away from our UFO research and into the realm of a number of different areas of scientific investigation. We have 5 different sections in the book, but in our last section we do delve into the frontiers of science. So we have 3 chapters there, one on scientific evidence for telepathy, another one on scientific evidence for UFOs, and also scientific evidence for UFO abductions. But what we did, the basic premise of the book was that the scientific community over the past 150 years has declared many well-researched, well-investigated scientific discoveries impossible. These were the naysayers or the impossibilists were well-educated, intelligent people who had a lot of power, but not a great deal of knowledge about the subject at hand. Some very important discoveries were suppressed to the detriment of mankind. Sometimes it was politics that got in the way. Sometimes it was greed. Sometimes it was mountainous egos. Sometimes it was religion. But in the end, in each of these cases, good science prevailed. What was unfortunate that in some cases thousands of people died because this information was suppressed. So we have chapters about...
Yeah, we spoke about Stan's contributions last time, so it'd be nice to see where you came from here.
Okay, I'll tell you about my contributions. I wrote 3 chapters on medicine. Excellent. 1, politics, personalities, and childbed fever. The life of Ignaz Semmelweis. Another one was the smallpox wars. Another one is titled The Hemophilia Holocaust, how AIDS infiltrated the hemophilia community because of denial that the virus was in the blood system, and how thousands and thousands of hemophiliacs were infected with AIDS as a result. Under politics, I wrote about the eugenics movement in America, and methylmercury in the food chain. And under Frontiers of Science, I wrote the chapter called Impossible Visual Feats. That's about telepathy experiments, scientific telepathy experiments, and also the Conundrum of Alien Abduction.
Excellent. Very close to home on that one.
Yes, absolutely.
That is so fantastic. With all of this research over the years that you've been looking into, from your own personal family experience right on up to Science Was Wrong here, have you come to some sort of overall kind of epiphany of what this all means? Because to me, it seems like my show is called The Unified Field, which basically, I mean, you probably know the physics theory that tries to unify relativity and quantum physics, you know, so we can have one formula to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. I feel that I wanted to name this show that because I wanted to... I feel and believe, and I've been noticing through the evolution of the research into the phenomenon, that everything isn't really separate anymore and seems to be all intrinsically entwined in one way or the other. Have you come to the same sort of epiphany about your forays into the unexplained?
Well, I'm an optimist. I go only on the scientific evidence that I have. So, although many of my colleagues have given dire warnings that these ETs plan to take over Earth or have a plan of destroying everyone here except for what they believe are the good guys, I haven't seen any evidence that that is true. I prefer to believe, and of course it's only a belief because we have no firm evidence, but I prefer to believe that they are here to study us the way that we study meerkats in the Kalahari, that they're here on a basis of non-interference. They're observers. They're not going to save us, and they're not going to destroy us. I believe that they are perhaps doing a longitudinal genetic and social study of us, and I'm hoping that that is the reason that they're here, that they will simply leave us alone, because I think that if they interfere, there will be perhaps the breakdown of our society, of our social institutions, of our economic and religious institutions. Perhaps not religion as much. I think that people will probably still adhere, even more so possibly, to their religious beliefs.
Yes.
But I think that, and I'm hoping, that they are mature enough, that they have had a chance to observe the mistakes that are made by those who interfere with other indigenous civilizations, that they will stand at a distance and only observe.
Yeah. To come this far, you would almost, you would believe that they would come to the same conclusions. So you really don't think that they have any interest in any kind of dialogue?
I don't think so.
And
I have colleagues who will disagree with me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing this surreptitiously, and I see no indication that they really want to carry on a dialogue with us. And who speaks for the world?
Right.
I mean, it appears that they're simply studying our civilization.
Mm-hmm. You don't think we're ready as a species to accept another sentience?
I don't think so. I mean, look at what has happened to the indigenous cultures on Earth, where a more advanced civilization has gone in. Mm-hmm. Even if the intention wasn't to exploit that culture, it had a profound negative impact on that culture and eventually destroyed